What's going on? What's going on? I'm on my way to the office to film another act of Stay Hot. Act 32 today. Troy's fired up. I'm fired up. We're getting content. I'm back in the freaking snow. So stay tuned for this fire episode coming now. Hey, I thought I heard you like, fuck it! Did you just get off a call and start screaming?
Yeah!
Hey, Troy.
Ops isn't here! Yeah!
Roll the intro.
Let's go, run!
Baby, home run.
Clip it!
I love the tough calls. I like them. Get better every day.
With aspirations of selling for close to $1 billion.
All you got to do is you got to stay hot. Welcome back to another episode of Stay Hot. This is Act 32. You got your boy Troy Crema and
Tristan Ross here. Boom. Yo, Troy, how nice is that intro? We finally got an intro. It feels legit now.
it's unbelievable. We're legit. We're making moves here. Shout out to Act Tally Ferrero, a lead frontman of Act Ferrero Band. Give him a like, give him a follow. He's on Spotify, Apple Music, and so are we.
That's our guy. So if you guys are new here, this is a business podcast that's documenting the real-life journey of Troy Crema building a tech startup in Toronto called Greencube. Give us a little rundown on what Greencube is.
Greencube's an AI B2B outreach platform, and basically what we've done is create a full, all-inclusive product set to really amplify every single one of your sales outreach's needs, from audience creation to messaging to plugging that into automating cadences to really save your reps 50% of their time on their outreach while delivering the highest quality leads in B2B.
Hey, so you guys can see he lives this, he breathes it. He's a natural salesperson. He's high energy, and like this is what I love so much about the show is that we have over 30 acts of literally. We can go back to Act 1, and Troy, you have no idea what you're doing in the business. You're constantly changing things. You're acting like you know what you're doing, but deep down, as you've admitted, you really have no idea. So it's incredible to see the growth.
To go off of that, I mean, I knew what I was doing at that point in time.
Right.
And I was confident in that, but
Nice.
It's funny, man. I saw this chart the other day, and I'm actually going to post it later, of a squiggly line, which is your days.
Yeah.
But over time, it's a straight line. It's a growth. And that's just basically it. Retrospectively, you can always look back at the time and say, wow, I really didn't know much about that. But ultimately, if you can do that, it just shows that you've grown over the past year.
Okay, so we got a full episode for you today, but before we get started, we have a word from our sponsors.
This act is sponsored by Greencube X, a SaaS subscription service that delivers you 40 of the highest quality AI-powered leads in B2B in your direct ideal customer profile. It saves salespeople 40% of their time on unproductive outreach. Traditional prospecting tools only deliver 60% accuracies from an ideal customer profile. We deliver to you 100%. Click this link below to follow and sign up for GCX today. Let's go.
All right, thank you for that. So we always like to open up with just a little conversation, about 20 minutes, whatever, of just like catching up on your week. Today's Tuesday, January 25th, I think.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So, again, we already talked about the fundraise last episode. I don't know, for some reason it's funny, right? Like, I feel like this week, I don't know what it was, but Tristan, I woke up feeling great.
Yeah, you texted me before this. You were like, bro, I'm having a week, and it's only Tuesday. He's having a fucking week.
And you know what? It's funny, right? Like, we got to sign a 6-sign contract in last night on the sales side. That was huge. It's about a $30K deal. Annual extends the relationship all the way to the end of 2023. And having that longevity, as we've talked about in the future, is always great from a company perspective, family perspective, but also an investor perspective, too, when those fundraisers. But I woke up just feeling good. Like, I feel like, you know what? Like, we put in so much effort. We put in so much energy. We put in so much of a grind and hardship and tears and sweat and blood that now I have a weird feeling this week it's all going to work out. It's got
right.
I don't know why.
Okay,
I got a great feeling. And it worked out last night. And we're going to keep going on.
So I'm wondering, for one, you just came off of COVID. You defeated COVID. So you started the year feeling like shit.
That's true.
And so, like, would you say, like, now you're starting to feel like yourself again? Like, the energy's back? Like how active have you been? Like, what's played into the energy that you have this week? What do you think?
I think it's, I feel like my energy is back. I feel like I'm into the swing of things now. I feel like I always was in the swing of things, but I don't know. for some reason, Tristan, there was just a feeling this week, and I don't know
Okay.
what it was. Because usually, and listen, nothing's changed situationally for the business, but for some reason, I don't know, I like to think of myself as a decently intuitive person. I think anyone, I don't know, maybe you can talk to that a little bit. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
I'm not bad. I don't know what it is. I just have a very good feeling that everything's gonna start to fall into place this week, and we're gonna go.
What do you think is going to fall in place? Because I can't help to think that sitting here is like, you know, the conversations with investors has a little bit of to do with this.
So it's funny. We have more investor calls this week, but
Yeah.
I have in my number. Remember we said we have to set quantitative goals.
Correct.
So there's 4 extensions that I want to get done. I've already got one. I've already got 2 of them done.
Okay.
We're gonna get 2 more in this week. Book it.
What get 2 more of what?
2 more long-term annual extensions, which are big, high ticket contracts for us. Also, we have investor calls this week, and I don't know, I'm feeling really good about stuff,
Right.
and I feel like now, like you have to get into the market and start to feel your way in that market.
Okay.
But then eventually, once you're comfortable in the market, you can start to dictate
Right.
how you present yourself
This is
and your
interesting.
company in the market itself. So I feel really good on that front. And then new business as well. We got some amazing demos on the books this week. Our outreach is going well. Clark's booking demos. New guy fucking Anthony's booking demos. Fran's booking demos.
Okay.
I'm booking demos. And we're building the pipeline. And we're going to grow. And we're going to get new business.
Sure.
So on all 3 prongs, on existing business, fundraising, new biz, I just have a great feeling about this week. 4 on existing biz. Got to get a few term sheets here at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And then quantitatively, I want to have 5 new clients here.
I sit here like with a smile on my face when you start going off because I'm like, yo, this is great documentation for you, your company. Like this is why we started the show. Like that right there was literally like, hey, today on this date, January 25th, 2022, we can look back in 4 years and be like, this was the week that everything changed. Or we can look back and be like, guess what, Troy? You were so wrong and this shit just fell apart.
Well, it's hilarious, right?
You know what I mean?
The backbone product episode we were talking about this last
Correct.
time, where we thought we got to our backbone product, and that was in July.
Yes.
6 months later, I said last week on Act 31, you can go reach it back, that we finally reached our V1, right? Mm-hmm. So it's funny, right? Like when Tristan said to open the episode, how your perspective changes. You don't really know in the moment. All you know, it doesn't hurt you, but looking back at it, knowledge is power. You can look back and say, wow, you know what? I had a lot of room to grow there.
Sure. So I'm a big podcast guy, and that just reminded me. I was listening to something last night. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Ben Francis, who's like he's known as knees over toes guy. He's a fitness whatever, but something that he was saying, like Joe Rogan was interviewing him and be like, well, what do you think's going to happen when you become this age, or what's going to happen then? And the thing that he said was like kind of like, obviously everyone knows this, but when you hear something in a certain way, you're like, damn, that clicks. It's like the future is not written yet. So whatever fear, whatever anticipation, whatever thing that you think might happen is all just a singular thought,
100%.
Because it's literally not written, and that kind of gives you some excitement. It gives me some excitement because like, who's to say you don't have a say in writing that future? Like, why can't you grab a pen and write your future?
You can.
You can, right?
That's the brilliant thing about it.
Why do you think you can?
Well, it's funny, right? Like, why do you think you can? It's because it's about waking up every morning and getting better and dictating that. And your past experiences, if you look at the growth, you have to, for me, it's interesting, right? It's a why not mentality.
Correct.
Like, why, okay, we've only sold 6-month existing contracts before this month. Why can't I sell a 13-month, 15-month, 18-month? Who says I can't do that? Who says all of our salespeople can't dictate terms and show the value on there and do a sell?
Agreed.
No one. You can go and create that future. Who says that we can't get this syndicate of VCs to invest in Greencube?
Right.
No one. Everything is possible, but you have to take steps in your day and put yourself out there.
I like that.
To then make that history or make that future possible.
What's the quote? It says, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Right? Or there's another one that says, if you think you can, you're already 75% there. Or something like that. It's like literally just having self.
So it's funny. I was in like a leadership course like even 2 years ago, and it didn't click back then because ultimately it's you're on your own self-discovery process. It's actually the landmark form. I think a lot of people have probably taken this course, and it's a great course. It's a 3-day kind of session. I was in New York, and one of the big things that I pulled out of it is you don't actually know the outcome until you go explore the outcome. Because, so for example,
Unpack that.
Tristan, let's say you haven't, in my mind, I can clog up that. I can't bring that up to Tristan because Tristan's going to have an opinion about that.
Okay.
And he's just going to say no.
Right.
That's what 99.9% of the world does. They create in their head opinions that ultimately someone else might have, the society, the people might have, but you don't actually know what is going to happen, the outcome, until you go explore it. Right?
Yeah.
And that's how you gotta live life. I think you gotta live life as an entrepreneur, as a person. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
But you gotta be very secure in yourself.
Yeah.
Before you go put yourself out there.
We're sitting here saying these things as if it's like everyone can do it and it's no problem. Hey man, or just do it. Why are you just not doing it? Well, it's a lot deeper than that, and I think it does come from, you have to go through the struggle of finding yourself first, finding comfort in who you are, self-awareness to pick your spots of when you can put on the gas or not. Like you have to pick your
and I think that's a good point, right? It's like I saw something great the other day. It was everyone thinks that some people have the same that a friend is the same definition.
Yes.
For everyone.
Okay.
But you're a really good friend of mine.
Right.
Anthony is a friend of mine, but I just met the guy.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
Your friendship meter up here, the
Sure.
stuff I disclose and open to you, is different than what Anthony is,
correct.
right? But people think that that's a unilateral, basically, definition. It's not. It fluctuates. So I saw on Instagram saying, the people that you keep in your inner circle are your ride or dies. They're the people that you are the most open
That's
with.
right.
But again, I'm kind of an open book from this context, and that I'm comfortable sharing stuff that ultimately maybe a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable sharing about with everyone.
1,000%. But that's something I admire about you, because the show wouldn't be the same.
Who wouldn't have that content
if you were sharing your stuff. So okay, so lots of sales calls today, or this week, lots of investor calls this month, whatever. Something that comes up in a lot of sales calls, or a big part of sales, that some people don't like about sales, is like the negotiation part. And because I think negotiation is tied very closely with conflict. Right? And whether or not it's in a business sense or an emotional sense or whatever, there's still a level of conflict. Now, the best types of negotiations is when you can both realize that, hey, this is business. It's not going to hurt our friendship. Just put the number out there that you think you deserve, and then go back and forth. That's what negotiations is. Okay. Yeah. When was the first time that you experienced a real negotiation? And this could be like with your dad growing up in the hockey. Hey, you can have 2 hot dogs versus 1, or you can buy those skates or those ones. And like, when did you start developing or realizing what negotiations were and how important they are in life in general?
Jeez.
Like, just give us your love or hate against negotiations.
I think negotiations are interesting. It's a skill. Okay.
Is it a skill?
It's a skill. It definitely is a skill.
So someone can learn how to become a good negotiator?
You can learn how to become a really good negotiator straight up. Just by watching master classes, really studying what you need, body mirroring, all this stuff. And I've watched them, and I think they're interesting, but what I found was the negotiations tactics is honesty and openness and transparency go a long way, which is very interesting. Because in negotiation, you actually don't want to reveal all your cards, but you can be open and honest about some things that you have to be intuitively enough able on the person on the other side to know that, you know what, when I reveal this, it's not gonna cripple the deal. Or it's not gonna cripple this, or it's not gonna cripple that. There's stuff that you roll out over time, but it's like friendships, Tristan. You roll out stuff over time when you build trust with that person.
That makes sense. And I would agree with that. My first ever real negotiation was with you. Was with Greencube. And I don't even know if you would consider that a negotiation, but like me pitching the marketing, digital marketing, content side. Hey Greencube, hey Troy, I want to come in here and do this for you. I had to come up with a number to ask how much it's going to cost to do this. In full disclosure and full transparency, I've never had to do that before. It was my little first time.
How was that?
It was nerve-wracking because you don't know what number to go at. You know, you don't want to offend the person,
No.
but then you also don't want to screw yourself over and then
No.
end up doing this much work for that much money.
Exactly.
Right? So for one, I thought it was very helpful. You made the process very easy for me because we had that friendship started before. I felt comfortable talking to you.
Yep.
You understood the level of experience that I had coming into this.
Yep.
So I'm sure you had a little bit of empathy, and you were being nice after like calls and stuff. You would keep me updated and whatever.
Yep.
You were doing the right thing. But then when it came back to like, I set a number here, you guys came back to a number here, and I was like, what do I do? Do I say, fuck you, Troy, no, give me what I asked for?
Yeah.
Or am I like, hey, they're giving me an opportunity. It's my first one. It's an opportunity to prove myself. It's an opportunity to learn, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm going for it. I'm going all in. And it was the most liberating feelings that I've ever had to see that contract come through, that proposal, that term sheet come through, and be like, yes, let's do it.
And I think this is another thing, right? Is when you're at certain stages of life or your professionalism.
Yeah.
You gotta, like, it's tough to negotiate. It really is. When you're a young professional, it's very hard to negotiate.
Well, you need data points. I had no experience to lean back on and be like, this is what I did then and it didn't work out right. You need data points.
Exactly.
Because guess what? Now when I go into my next negotiation for another client,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be more confident because I'm familiar with this type of situation.
Yep.
It goes for anything. It goes for driving a car. The more you drive a car, it goes for golf. It goes for basketball, hockey. The more you do something, the better you go at it because you're collecting data points.
Yeah.
You are.
And you're also building confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
You're building confidence in yourself. Like, I think like when you're a young person you don't have the data points or the experience to be able to talk to stuff. You just have your GPA, where you went to school, everything on that front. And you know what? That is sometimes a good negotiating tactic for like tech people right now. Like computer science graduates, they can come out and make a ton of money because it's just high demand market. They don't really have to negotiate.
Okay.
But us business professional folk and marketing professional folk, because to be honest, there's a lot of bad apples that are out there.
Yeah.
A person's gonna sit here and go, well, Troy, you're 1 year out, or you're 6 months out, or you just finished playing hockey, dude. You have no experience here.
Correct.
I know everything, and you can't really combat that they might not know anything, but you can when you start getting experience and adding the data points and saying, no, actually, I'm the expert in the room. For me, you need me, and here's why. And that's it. It's like when you can articulate on negotiation on the other side and really understand the person on the other side, what they want, why you're here in the room, why are they on the call, why are we even here, you can ultimately at that point start to articulate and become and elevate yourself. We always talk about elevated conversation.
That's right.
Based on those data points and experiences you were talking about.
That's right. So how much did the sales data points of just being on a generic sales call help you in preparation for your first investor call?
Interesting. Different.
Are they two different complete scenarios and moods and energies and
so it's funny, right? Like they're the same, but also instead of an investor call is a little more in depth and a little more personal and a little more
are the stakes higher?
Stakes are higher because it's a valuation. I mean, just value, every stake is high on every call, but it's funny, right? Like you're also investing in someone on the other side that is eventually going to become part of your company.
Right.
So sales is like your client. You're part of our ecosystem, but you're not actually in the inner circle. You're investing on the other side. It's a very fine line on what you disclose, how you disclose, the story you're telling.
Correct. And
ultimately helping and trying to figure out whether that person on the other side you're going to get the deal that you want to then allow them to come into the inner circle. And then once they're in the inner circle, that you guys are also going to conducively work well together.
That makes total sense. And so where's your confidence level now, today, after going through this investment process? How much more confident or I feel calm or performing like ability to perform in those calls versus where it was?
Oh, night and day.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny, right? Like, and that's like experience and data points. I love how you say data points, but experience is key. You got to get out there. You got to don't put in your head that I'm not good at raising money if you've never raised money before.
Correct.
Because you got to go out and have those investor calls. And guess what? Your first 15 might be terrible, but your 16th might be a home run. right? And then your 17th might be a single, and your 18th might be a double, and eventually you get the process down, you get the story down, you get the lingo down. You can speak on the experience, talk to the story, speak to the financials and how everything fluctuates. You're just a well-oiled machine at that point. And you're also like genuine, you're confident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you've gone through the process, you've done the experience, you've earned the data points.
Yeah.
Like, I know for a fact I'm gonna be really good at raising money. Like I'm good at it.
Yes.
I think I'm okay at it now.
Okay.
Like, personally, I think I'm okay.
But you're finding a groove. You're picking up.
I'm getting it down.
You're like, okay, now
I'm
putting
like,
reps.
and it's funny, right? Negotiations.
Yeah.
So like, I now like am confident to go back to other VCs that we've had in like the last couple weeks. Go, guys, this is what we've got currently. We got a lead right now. This is where I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to amplify the investment size of this million, this capital raise. Would that interest you guys? If this be something, like, let me know. Got a couple emails back this morning. People going, yeah, I know this is interesting. Let's jump on and chat. So now I'm learning how to play the market.
Yes.
Playing the market of actually raising money. And what we're doing right here is, it's interesting, right? On a sales side, it's a very individual sell to that client.
That makes
But
sense.
on an investor side, you have to play the whole market, because you have to try to develop a syndicate that's also great from a valuation perspective for you, but also that's going to create value in that inner circle. So I really like playing the market. It's fun.
Man, I can see that you're genuinely like, you love this stuff. Like, it's fun. Like,
yeah.
Is it starting to feel like more of a game than like serious life and taking it? Because here's also another thing that I think people do is they take shit too serious.
Oh yeah.
Right? They work themselves up and be like, this is end all or be all, and if I embarrass myself today, then it's over. When it's not, it's a perspective shift that you just got to be like, hey, this happens, boom, whatever, block it out, have amnesia, and move on.
Yeah.
So like I can see it in your eyes. Like, you're like, I love this.
It's fun. Dude,
Fun.
This is great. It's fun, dude. Why not? Why it's not fun? It's funny, right? Like, people like say to me, like, Troy, you work so much. Why do you work, right?
But if it's fun, then it's not work.
It's also, we always talk about, like, Greencube's an extension of me, right? Like, I'm working every single day, and I'm not working. I'm just bettering myself. We're waking up every day to get better.
Yeah, you have a goal and you have stuff to get done.
And listen, it's stress. I have stuff to get done, but like, it's great. It's like when you make it to the NHL, and it's like if you make it to a league, and then you're a rookie of the league, you're still finding your way.
That's right.
And eventually you become a sophomore and a junior, then you hit your prime, and I think I'm like just really comfortable. Where are you in
your career?
Not even close to the prime. We're never peaking. We're never peaking.
Are you still a rookie?
No, not in this.
Bro, you're 25.
Not in this job right now, or not in this scenario.
But I'm talking about like aspiration, ambition, entrepreneur, career, lifespan. Like, bro, you're still in high school.
Hey, yeah, it's true. Yeah, business-wise, but it's like I feel comfortable. I feel good now. I feel like maybe that was the feeling this week. I feel good. I feel like I can get those long extensions. I can speak to clients and get new business in the door at big ample rates. I know how it fits from a product perspective. I know what we're delivering, how we're delivering, everything from that.
Okay.
I know how to talk to investors now and say, you know what, this is what we got to do, and I think honestly this is the best situation for us based on X, Y, and Z, and here's where it's going to take us.
Yeah.
I feel really good about it. I feel great.
Okay, this is a great transition, because the fact that you just said you're feeling comfortable now makes me want to ask you whether or not remember the 50-day challenge.
Right.
And it happened right when lockdown was lifted in Toronto for the first time. And you started to see friends again, you started to go to bars, you started to have a couple drinks here and there, you're getting comfortable and whatever, and then you started to get into a rut where you're just like, I'm not growing as much as I want to, I'm not moving as fast as I want to.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm a little too comfortable now. I'm implementing Pop Up the Clip. I'm implementing this 50-day challenge.
Right.
So I'm doing like this 50-day challenge thing. In the 50-day challenge, fully dry, going on a 5K run for 50 days straight. I come to the office every single day, not improving as much as I would like.
Right.
And it was something that, I guess it was something internally that I was just going in my head. And I said, you know what? Like, I got to get back to like my ground zero.
Compare that sort of comfort to the one that you just said right now. And do you have any ideas to do like if you're comfortable right now, are you innovating? Are you trying to innovate?
yeah.
Are you trying to move? Are you trying to do? Is there another 50-day challenge going to come up?
Slight loss of direction back in the day.
Okay.
Full sense of direction with this and just feeling on cruise control.
Okay, reflect a little bit on how you felt back then on the loss of direction.
Because the loss of direction was like, I started letting stuff fall through the cracks. I didn't jump up on Sundays. I wasn't walking, I wasn't doing my output and my cadences. I let stuff fall through. And I was okay with that for a couple weeks because it was a new lockdown and I wanted to see everyone.
Complacent.
And then all of a sudden I recapture, oh God, I'm in catch-up mode now, 50-day challenge, let's go. Now it's like, dude, I'm in cruise control. I'm just getting stuff done. I got my cadences. Okay, here we are with this. I was thinking about this today actually when I was walking up. I am literally, I told Aiken this morning, she's our COO and she always likes to she's always provides structure, right, on that front. But I was like, Aiken, don't be the chains to my wheels right now. I am going. I said, just let me go. I feel really good. I'm organized. If stuff does get percolated up, call me out on that. But I'm just navigating this world of where we're going, and my wheels I have traction, I'm high speed, I'm on cruise control, and I'm very in tune with the day-to-day of where we're going. We just onboarded a new person. That would have been so overwhelming back in the summer. We got this guy up and running, he's going. I can trust in our team to make stuff happen.
Sure.
Sales-wise, we're here, existing contracts are here, fundraisers, we're here, product, we're here. I got all my doors, I got all my directions here. I got all my parts to the car, and the car is just cruising.
I like that. I like that when you say comfort. But in cruise control, when you're on the highway and you literally click that button in cruise control, you're still aware.
Yep.
You're still driving the car. You're still going 120 kilometers per hour.
Still fast, baby.
But you're a little more comfortable. Things are running. Things are going smooth, and you're just going.
The car's moving, baby.
I like that.
We're going
okay.
in.
Troy, let's talk about a little bit of news that broke last week.
What do we got?
Microsoft acquires Activision for just under $70 billion in an all-cash deal. That's a preposterous number.
Unbelievable.
It says Microsoft is to pay almost $70 billion to buy Activision Blizzard, the publisher of mega franchises, including Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush, in the biggest ever takeover in the tech and gaming services.
Unbelievable.
So I've done a little bit of research on just what this deal is, why Microsoft might have done it, and it looks like they're really amping up and preparing to create games for the metaverse.
Right.
So it seems like all these different companies are going in that direction.
Right.
But that's a preposterous deal. What do you think as a tech startup owner? What's it make you feel when you see a headline like Microsoft just throwing out $70 billion in cash?
Well, let's just talk about Activision, right? Like they built franchises and gaming franchises and it's funny, content is valuable.
Correct.
Right? And content is valuable, like no different than this type of
No, I know.
It's super valuable, right? And people love content if they enjoy a game and that content of that game.
That's right.
It becomes part of their life. They're always looking at it. It's habitual, right? So Microsoft, when they have the platform with Xbox and obviously all these gaming institutions, and they're going from metaverse and do a whole bunch of VR stuff as well. But then they layered in the content, which is the Activision buy, and the amazing, brilliant, creative minds that are there. So you layer in creativity with technology, and dude, they're gonna probably make that back 100 times fold.
Interesting.
It's amazing.
I thank you for thinking of it that way, because that's a different perspective that I didn't think of. You saw this as a super smart business move for Microsoft.
100%. If it's an all-cash deal of $70 billion, like let's just look at the revenue numbers. They've done the math. They're going to make that money back in whatever, how much time period. Yeah. But they're also buying the creativity and the innovations that come with Activision.
Correct.
Dude, have you looked at these games lately? I don't game at all. We have a couple of e-gaming clients right now. Okay. But I am fascinated by the storylines of these games.
No, they're incredible.
Like God of War, for example. I don't even know if that's an Activision game or not. But the storylines are brilliant. They're like movies.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is.
And like you could repurpose all that content, drive so many different type of. There's like not just repurpose content. There's so many different feels that you can go with it.
Well, imagine if you took a storyline like that and then you get to be a character in that storyline in the metaverse with goggles on, and like
Right.
you're a part of the fucking like Star Wars, whatever.
Which is what you are right now, right? Like,
Correct.
and
You are.
You are technically, but it's 2D.
Yeah.
Now
Mhm.
we're making it virtual reality.
So yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I grew up huge Call of Duty addict.
Yeah.
I was playing video games in junior high,
Yeah.
7-8 hours a day.
Oh wow.
Like gross, like it was unhealthy until like I realized, okay, like let's start playing basketball, and then I learned what motivation and discipline meant.
Right.
So I cut that out, but yeah, big time gamer. So I'm fired up to see that. Also on industry news, we're still talking about this. I see it coming to an end very shortly. I think
Okay.
England or whatever, but there's a new poll that came out said majority of Americans still want employer vaccine mandates. So
Oh, wow.
in other words, like you have to be vaccinated in order to come to work or work at this company.
Mm.
What's your take on that? Have you implemented something like that here at the office?
Everyone in our company is vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, I don't.
Would you hire someone who wasn't?
Yeah. If they're good.
Sure. Why not?
Like if they're good at what they do. If they're also respectful of everyone else's things,
Yes, agreed.
space and situations, then yeah, like I don't have any issue. Like that's the thing, right? Like I'm vaccinated. We got it done. Like I did it because I want to go and see people.
Correct.
I want to live life, man. Like I'm done with COVID.
So-
like, I'm so done with that.
Do you think you got the vaccine more for the freedom that it granted you, or more for the protection that it granted you?
100%.
Me too.
All day. And it's funny though, like I'm also like I don't like booking meetings and
Mhm,
stuff, and
mhm.
so actually, my mentors actually booked me the vaccination because,
That's right,
and
that's right.
it wasn't like Troy, you're going to get vaccinated. It was like
No.
they just knew that hey, if we book him the vaccination, he's gonna go, but he's not gonna take the time to actually go book the appointment.
We have an act of the day that I was going to get my vaccine, or it
Oh,
might
wow.
have just came back.
Yeah.
We did a recording,
Yeah.
and I said, "Hey man, like, what are your thoughts?" And that was the exact same thing you said. So again, I'm popping that up. Go check out that act. It was a while ago.
I had my COVID shot yesterday, my first one. So it was like,
Did you feel like you were pressured, like either way, to get it or not to get it?
one of my partners here just booked me for it. I was like, Troy, just go get it done. It's good for you. Again, my mentor says like, yeah, just get it done. I was like, all right. I just need someone to like kind of get me. It wasn't pressure or anything, but it was just like, yeah,
It's like
get it done.
In 20 years, 30 years, when we look back at this part of history of like the global pandemic of COVID-19 shut everything down, it's like last week for me was like the vaccine, like that was a historic moment or something, you know? Like,
But I agree. It's funny because it was more for the freedom, so I could go to a gym, go to a restaurant,
Yeah.
like do stuff, versus the protection. Because God damn it, I had COVID 2 weeks ago, and I was dying. I was like,
That's true.
what the hell happened to the
Me too.
vaccine?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't thinking like that. I was like, I hope it really isn't as bad as the media says it is.
It was fucking bad.
I was like, is it gonna get better? Am I dying? Am I not dying?
It was bad. It was bad. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough vaccine. So I think it's coming to an end
It
here
is.
shortly.
We're getting there.
Because England just removed all mandates. They
Oh, wow.
restrictions, no mask, everything. That was big headline news as well. So hopefully Canada follows suit. But who knows? I just want the damn gyms to be back open.
I just want to see all my people. Miss you guys. Miss
That's
you guys.
right,
I want to
and-
see you. I want to see you. Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
Greencube is King Street, 266 King Street West. Get over here.
Come over,
Soirees.
say hello.
Come say hello to
You know
us.
what would be cool to do is to invite some people in for
We're gonna do
for a watch, like a live recording.
Oh.
Watch us record.
Are we
live.
at that level yet?
I don't
guys?
know.
Are we at that? Do you want that? Let us know in the comments.
I
Do you
don't
want that? No, but it's funny, right? Like we're full transparency. Yeah, like we're doing soirees and stuff now. So we're actually bringing like 20, 30 people in to like get to meet them, different tech companies in the area, different businesses, get
Yeah.
to know them because it's also going back to our business, right? Like
Right.
relationships matter so
They do.
much.
They matter.
And trust matters. And we've developed that trust and relationships with people digitally in a 2D environment.
Yeah.
We haven't, and it's going to be fascinating.
Sure.
It's going to be fascinating
Nice
from a
one.
business perspective to see in-person meetings and that trust being able to.
Ooh, where's my camera? I'm gonna be there. If I gotta document it, maybe I gotta document.
We'll put some cameras up in the boardroom
Yeah,
there.
that 1,000%. Okay, that was exciting. That was a jam-packed act.
Jam-packed.
That's Act 32. Signing off. Peace.
Clip it!
Clip it. Also, just for the people still sticking around and watching to the very end, look at my guy. He was so excited this act. Look at my guy. He was so excited. You were so excited today.
Luckily though, it was on my leg right here.
I know.
So it's a great thing getting the Lulus. That's a huge thing. Lulu, we love your stuff.
We love Lulu.